A GOP activist is calling Black medical students malpractice bailouts. Put up the picture full mass. Lauren Witzke, a former GOP Senate candidate, Christian nationalist, and far-right activist, whom we've covered before for her wild conspiracy theories, drew backlash on social media for belittling a massive group of minority medical students seen in the viral video. All right, so you see all of these remarkable Black people who are scholars in the medical field? Well, she reshared the video to her X feed showing dozens of Black medical students at a conference in New Orleans who she deemed were on course for medical malpractice bailouts. That's what she said. The actual quality of the Black doctors. So a new study found that Black residents in counties with more Black physicians, whether or not they actually see those doctors, had lower mortality from all causes. It showed that these counties had lower disparities in mortality rates between Black and white residents. The finding of longer life expectancy persisted even in counties with a single Black physician. So if you want to live longer in your county, you better make sure your hospital has Black doctors. That's according to the data. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. There's more. The study published Friday in JAMA Network Open, which is a peer-reviewed journal, is the first to link higher prevalence of Black doctors to longer life expectancy and lower mortality in Black populations. Other studies have shown that when Black patients are treated by Black doctors, they're more satisfied with their health care and more likely to have received the preventative care they needed in the past year and more likely to agree to recommended preventative care such as blood tests and flu shots, et cetera. As a DEI opponent, this individual, Christian nationalist, extreme person, also shared anti-DEI sentiments on her social media feeds, many of which attack hiring practices. Straight white men are the only workers in America who don't have any legal rights and can't sue for frivolous instances. Hire accordingly. Let's keep that up. First of all, factually inaccurate. White males have same rights as anybody else if they are somehow discriminated against through frivolous activity, wrongful termination, et cetera. But what we find more so than not is that white males on the other end of what's called negligent retention. They should have been fired. There's more. She also posted this in relation to the Boeing emergency landing. Yep. DEI strikes again. A Boeing 737-800 plane, SWA 3695, had to make an emergency landing after the plane began to fall apart. You can't tell me a thorough and proper inspection was done before the takeoff. She also blamed DEI over another mishap involving Boeing. She said DEI in its ultimate environment. A Boeing 737's wheel just fell off during the takeoff at Johannesburg Airport. The real reason behind the Boeing mishaps, all evidence suggests this meltdown at Boeing is the inevitable combination of years of focusing on stock prices over everything else. As the New York Times put it, quote, a corporate culture that privileged profits over safety had terrible consequences, end quote. This notion that DEI initiatives led to substandard hires is precisely backward. Having a broader and more diverse hiring pool leads to more talented and qualified candidates. Nonetheless, some right-wingers refuse to stop banging this drum. You have to know there is no logic that can convince them. There is no truth that can sway them. The reason why we continue to provide logic and provide truth is because we don't want their insane indoctrination to permeate to those who are impressionable, who are trying to listen to information, and who may believe their report if no other report is given. All right, sharing thoughts here.
And that's what happened, and you and I have talked about this before, to school children in Georgia till really not long ago, as the Southern Daughters of the Confederacy decided, you know what, we're gonna lie about what really happened and who won the war and the cause of the war and something about something being noble and it wasn't. It's the same thing here. Boeing, as whistleblowers, there's a history of them over the years who have talked about things that are going on internally that don't make you or I any safer. It's just a fact. So you can blame it on a black man if you want to, black woman too. But the truth is, you did this to yourselves.
Yeah, that's right. And I agree with the New York Times. This was about profit over the functionality, right? And so we have this common enemy, but everybody wants you to be distracted and, blame the nearest black person for it.